Alright, welcome back for our first match with White Weenie. We're gonna play first. I'm gonna keep this hand. It sucks that I have two Squadron Hawk, but I only really need a second land for this hand to be good, and I have a turn one play along with a Mana Tithe, so I think that's good. You might wonder why I said terrible league. Well, I hate the treasure chest system. I think that it is just literal, just misery, but that's just my opinion. Ancient Den. Could be up against Kuldotha Boros. No, we're up against Metal White Weenie. Cool. Alright, drew Plains. So, I kind of want to get the most out of Mana Tithe, so I think I will just play Bone Splitter and not equip it, which kind of says the jig is up. But I'm not going to attack either, so maybe my opponent thinks I'm on the defensive with the Mana Tithe. Um, you know, I think that blocking here is just better. Pretty much going to Mana Tithe anything that I can, like that. You really want to get, excuse me, as much value out of Mana Tithe as you can handle, because the later the game goes, the worse Mana Tithe gets. With my hand, yeah, I kind of think I'd rather of Mana Tithe the Three-Man Inspector, so that is three, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. Draw a card. Another Plains. Sweet. Alright. So we will play Sky Stiff because it's going to block better. And I guess we will equip the Three-Man Inspector and leave it on the defensive. If my opponent goes to only attack with the Ardent Recruit, I will block the living crap out of it with my Three-Man Inspector. If my opponent... Alright, I'm going to wake this up then. Okay. I was afraid I was doing that wrong. I'm going to wake this up, and now my opponent cannot attack with the Court Homunculus, so I will take another 3. Pretty lucky that my opponent has 3 artifact lands, but at the same time, I mean, it is an artifact deck, so there really isn't much you can do about that as well. Whew. My opponent is really kicking my butt in. Okay, guess we'll just play Squadron Hawk. Yep. Get 2 more Hawks so he knows I have a Hawk in my hand. Now, I could play Elite Vanguard to trade with the Court Homunculus. I could also just double block with a Squadron Hawk and a Sky Stiff. I think that's better than just equipping to Squadron Hawk, because now I have the option to wake up the Sky Stiff, or I could just trade or something like that. Well, it's got 3 cards in hand. Gotta hope that my opponent does not really have much going on. You know, but I think if my opponent has a lightning bolt, I am pretty dead anyway. But I'm still going to wake this little bugger up and double block with it, because there's not really much I can do. And I mean, I have 3 Squadron Hawks with the Bone Splitter, so any way that I block from now on, I'll be able to trade with this little guy. All right. Boat did not have anything. That is cool. Had another one. That's annoying. And a Bone Splitter. Well, Bone Splitter doesn't really do much. It just allows me to block. Opponent's got no cards in hand. That's awesome. I think I just want to play another Squadron Hawk here. Yep. Nope. Don't want to search. And equip. And, nope, we're saying go. I wasn't going to attack that turn. I want to block. I think with the cards I have in my hand, with the clue I have in play, the later the game goes at this point, the more it's going to favor me a little bit. I'm at 14, which is a somewhat solid life total. Alright. I'm going to equip to the Court Homunculus. I'm not exactly sure. Well, never mind, I see why. Alright. Block, and I will take 3. This is, of course, where Squadron Hawk really comes in with Bone Splitter against matchups like this. I'm assuming he's going to return the land. Yep. And he's probably going to equip to the Core Skyfisher, I assume. I know I would. Come on, opponent. There. Oh, really? All right. I don't think I would have equipped to that, but what do I know? That's a decent draw. So now we can go planes, equip. With 3 mana left, I can play Threat Inspector and crack a clue, which I think is better. I think throwing 3-man Inspector to the Wolves is really fine here, so I can just trade, and hopefully my opponent bricks. And play 3-man Inspector. Another Bone Splitter would be very helpful here. And we get to say go. Unfortunately, we have now 3 Mana Tithes in our deck, which are dead draws. They don't really do anything whatsoever. But, you know, such is life. Alrighty. Alright, we're just gonna block here, and then I think, well, I could take 5. Yeah, I think I'm better off taking 5 here. I should have, you know what I should have done? I should have drawn a card first. But I think taking 5 here is fine. If my opponent draws 2 burn spells and I die, that sucks, but is what it is. Ah, that's good. So now I can equip to my 3-man Inspector, and I can block this for free, which will be good. My opponent will gain 3 life, which sucks, but, you know, such is life. Alright, another planes, and another planes. Well, that's not good, though. So we'll go ahead and play both of these little hawks. Nope. And nope. And we'll equip, and pass the turn. Well, just gotta hope that my opponent bricks a couple of times. They've only drawn 4 lands, and we've drawn 6, which means a third of our lands are gone. Oh yeah, I have nothing to do. I have F8. Forgot about that. So I'm going to throw this 3-man Inspector in front of this Ardent Recruit as fast as I can, and then I'm going to block the living crap out of this Vault. God, that is a mean looking face. You know what that kind of looks like? It kind of looks like those things from Gears of War 3 that they would fly on. I forgot what they're called, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty happy. I'm getting my new video card, a new 1070 sometime today. It should be arriving, and I'm going to install it, and then I'm going to get to play Gears of War. Ooh, I'm so excited. Alright, so opponent has another Arn recruit. That is extremely annoying. And we draw another planes. Alright. An Elite Vanguard. Alrighty then. Play the Vanguard. Equip. Keep the planes in my hands. No real reason to... Oh, whoop, I equipped to the wrong creature. There's really no reason to, I guess I can play a planes. Nah, whatever. There's really no reason to equip to the Elite Vanguard here, so... Okay, that's a problem. Yes, that, however, now is a problem because that thing has first strike. And my opponent has not bricked once, so I could get ahead. Yeah, that's a problem because that has first strike, and I have nothing but 3 mana but 1/1 dudes. At least here, though, I can get in for 3, and then block with the War Falcon with the Bone Splitter on it. Have not drawn any Journey to Nowheres yet, unfortunately, as well. Could still draw one. Of course, in regular, we're just gonna take 5 here. The difference between, I mean, I guess I don't die to 2 removal spells, but I think if I block with my Elite Vanguard, I'm probably just dead. Again, I just have to hope my opponent bricks at some point. They just draw perfect? That doesn't look like it. Yep, looks like they just drew perfect. Oh, nope, never mind. Man, can't imagine my opponent plays more lands than me. But they have just not drawn any lands. They just never bricked. Oh, I bricked 3 times. Alright, well, pretty much dead. I don't really... I guess I'm not dead. I can just block. And then, yeah, alright, just say go. Nothing really I can do. Alright, well, hopefully my opponent used up every bit of luck he has in this game. and I used up every bit of bad luck that I had because that was just a straight up beating. So we're gonna bring in the Dust to Dust and take out the Sunlance, of course. We're probably gonna just take out Mana Tithe. I don't like Mana Tithe in a matchup like this. Opponent has no enchantments. Could bring in Standard Bearer against things such as like a Journey to Nowhere and what is the name of that card? Lightning Bolt. And I think bringing in Veteran Armorer is also decent. So we'll bring in 3 Veteran Armorers and 1 Standard Bear is what we will do. And we'll see what happens. Alright, and we are done with sideboarding. I'm going to keep this hand. This hand is quite the spice. Double Bone Splitter, couple good 1-drops. Seems good. Opponent will probably go 1 mana 3/3 and kick my... I had to stop myself there. I didn't want to say that word. But yeah. So this kind of shows why Wizards banned Wildnicottle in Modern for a little while. Which I still think back then was just in response to they were afraid Channel Fireball was going to break the format again. It was very, very, very stupid to ban Wildnicottle at the time. But a 1 mana 3/3, you know, in a format that has all 1 mana 2 power creatures is just insane. So there I decided to just get a little bit of aggressive and equip the Bone Splitter. Then next turn I can go Thraben Inspector into either Crack a Clue or the Bone Splitter if I so choose. So I put on the 1-land plan? No, okay. I don't think there's a reason to Journey to Nowhere that Volt Scourge, but we'll see. Oh, now there isn't. So we'll go ahead and attack for 3. We'll play War Falcon, we will play Thraben Inspector, and we will play a Bone Splitter, and we will F8 into Oblivion. This matchup is not great. Why do I say that? Well, because of, well, really, that guy, Ardent Recruit. That's really the reason that this matchup is not great. That is what we will be taking with the Journey to Nowhere, of course. And then we will be equipping Bone Splitter to the Thraben Inspector and just attacking. Core Skyfisher. Well, that kind of changes things now. That does. That changes things. So I think what I want to do is play the Core Skyfisher, return a Plains, play the Plains, Journey to Nowhere, the 3/3, get in for 2, and then trade here. I think that's best. I think that is my best option. Return the tap Plains, play the Plains, play Journey to Nowhere. And Journey the crap out of this guy. And then get in for 2 and pass. Opponent is at 12, but does have a Volt Scourge on the table. Now, it's true, yes, I could have kept in, what do you call that? Sunlance to kill like this, but that would be very, in my opinion, not very good. A Bone Splitter, okay. We're basically the same deck, but they get to play red and their creatures are slightly bigger, so that is a problem. Okay, let's go ahead and crack a clue. Alrighty, apparently life hates me right now. Alright, so let's go ahead and equip to the Thraben. And then we can just go ahead and get in with everybody but the Core Skyfisher. Oh, and I guess the War Falcon as well. Should probably... No, I don't think so. Just try to get in for 6, see if my opponent wants to block. They could just block here and then nothing would happen because they'll gain the lifelink. So that is something. Though a Bone Splitter or Squadron Hawk would be a decent draw. Oh no, okay. That's an interesting block actually. Alright, well we're gonna equip here and just pass the turn. Wait. Did my opponent... Oh no, I missed the land drop last turn, that's right. Because I drew the Core Skyfisher. That's right, that's right, that's right. Opponent is on upkeep, so I guess I'll pause until they come back. Oh, never mind. Well, they're cracking the clue. It's interesting. Playing a land. Dust to Dust would be a great draw. Just pointed out, I got 3 of them somewhere in these 48 cards. Dust to Dust, a great sideboard card right now, I think. I think artifacts are going to show to be a big thing after Kaladesh was released. Ooh. I will take 3. I am at 18 and I can afford it. Equipping back to the Vault Scourge, I assume. Excuse me. We'll see what happens. Nope, another 2 mana 3/3 flare. God, this thing's insane. Dust to Dust, War Falcon, and Dust to Dust. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we can do away with 1 and 2, and then these things will just be 1/1s. And I can now attack with all of my things. My opponent can double block my 3-man Inspector, but I think my 3-man Inspector has done its duty. So this will put my opponent to 3, dead to either one of my flyers. That's another thing. If they lose a flyer, I could literally give a crap less. They could either go to... I mean, for my opponent, I think 2 is the same as 3, really. But if they want to block, I don't have a problem with that. They probably should not block, because then they lose a creature and they're still, you know, facing down lethal. But what do I know? Alright, so my opponent decided to take it all, which I humbly agree is the correct play. Alright. Alright. Well, another Dust to Dust helps. A Journey to Nowhere helps. How about a land? Does a land help? Probably not. Alright. Well, I am now going to equip to the 3-man Inspector and attack with the 3-man Inspector and the War Falcon. Why am I doing this? Because if I play War Falcon and I draw a land or a Squadron Hawk next turn, I cannot do anything, is where my opponent has to block with both of their creatures, and I will have 2 flyers, so if my opponent does not have a flyer or a removal spell, I win the game. And I will equip to both. I'll go ahead and just F8 my heart away. And we'll see what happens. My opponent has 1 card in hand. I hopefully assume that it's a land. Hope my opponent just has like land bone spur. Alright, cool. So, isn't really much else to sideboard in. We have everything that we pretty much want, so we will submit and go right back in. Alright, well, another double Squadron Hawk hand. That sucks. Let's see. Do I want to keep or do I want to mulligan? Sorry. Let's see. If I keep and he has a 1 mana 3/3, I am deep into the creek without a paddle. If I draw land, I'll be in okay shape, but even against the 3/3, I will not. I'm gonna mulligan. Alright. Alright. This hand is okay. I wish I was on the play, though, because then I could occasionally Javelineers the hell out of his 1 mana creature, if he does have one that has 1 toughness. Zert won't have 1 toughness for long. The thing about this deck also is, if you notice, the creatures are just better than this deck's. It's easily more, you know, oh, that's even better for me. Oh, right, Porcelain Legionnaire, so I'm an idiot. But that's still good, because now I get to kill the Vault Scourge, and I get to return it with Core Skyfisher and have a 2/3 in play. So yeah, the thing about this deck, about Metal Weenie, or I guess, or Robot Weenie, or Metalcraft Weenie. Oh no, I felt Metalcraft was kind of cliche, but against Metalcraft Weenie, the thing about Metalcraft Weenie is simply the fact that their creatures are just better, and they do the same thing that your deck does. Interesting. So they did not play the Three-Man Inspector, I suspect, on turn 1 unless they just drew it, or they just did not play it. Oh, another Bone Splitter. Alright. Ping. Beep boop. And return. And pass the turn. So we're kind of behind, but not far behind. Now we're far behind. No, we're not really far behind. Okay, now we're far behind. And the other thing is they get to splash red for Lightning Bolt and Galvanic Blast, which is huge in this matchup. But if I can draw a third land and Dust to Dust and have a decent board presence, I might be able to get somewhere. So we'll see. Porcelain Legionnaire. Okay, well, this is going to get to kill that. Drew a third land, which is decent. So we'll go ahead and play you. We'll play you. We'll play a third land and play you. And now we're going to be taking a bit of damage. I'm not going to block here. I'm just going to poke the crap out of this guy, and I'm going to take 7 and go to 8. Game 1, what really happened was I drew 9 lands, I think it was, or 8 lands. My opponent drew to 4 lands, never drew another one. And now here in Game 3, you see the power of who gets to be on the play. If any of you are vintage players, of course, you know how much the die roll matters. The die roll matters quite a bit, especially against Dredge or Shops. Why is Lone Stone Golem restricted? I'll never understand it, but whatever. What does everyone understand? That's a problem. Yep. Guess I'm going to 6, actually. Or 7. Nope. 6. Yep. Guess I'm going to 6, actually. And, well, my opponent's hell-bent, so I guess that's okay. Drew another land. That sucks. Actually, I guess not really, because now we get to do this. And we get to do this. And we get to play Bone Splitter. And now I just get to do a bunch of trading. If my opponent draws a Lightning Bolt, he just gets to hit this. So we'll see what happens. Opponent is cracking a clue. Alrighty. We'll see what happens. I don't really have much hope for this game, but I can try. I can try to hope. I can try to hope. So my opponent decided not to attack with the Three-Man Inspector to keep a creature around. I respect that. So we're just going to block. And we're going to poke. And we're going to trade. And that was a good draw from my opponent. That was a good draw. That was not a good draw. So, well, we're going to 2, and my opponent gets to equip both things. Probably dead. Probably dead. I would say that if you looked outside at the weather right now, there's a 99% chance of Arctic's death right now. What's the 1%? Opponent disconnects. I don't know. Opponent disconnects and then I win. They have a bolt. Finish me off. No, apparently not. They have another card that draws a card. That's not good for me. Journey to Nowhere saves me. How about a land? Does a land save me? Can I block with lands in the air? Is that allowed? I've never played Magic before. Nah, we're dead. Alright, well, yep, so that's just, that's unfortunate, but, what are you gonna do? I happen to think that this deck is much funner to play than this one, but, you know. Anyway, so, I'll see you back for another match. Stay tuned, and thanks for watching.